Do you know personally anyone who has committed suicide just to get out of being bullied? Do your children or children that you know suffer from bullying? Do you think there's a way to stop the bullying? Bullying is a serious problem, and as parents and concerned adults, we should be concerned for not only the victim, but the bully as well. As an individual that suffered through bullying, the first through sixth grades for me were harsh, but I also got to see the environment that one or two of my bullies grew up in. And I think that after an incident of bullying, not only should the victim, but the bully as well should be counseled. So tonight, I will show that bullying is a serious problem nationwide, that bullies typically come from abusive environments and tend to carry that abuse throughout their adult lives. And we'll talk about a solution that involves counseling to prove, to show the bully that God values love for one another. So let's take a look at the issue of bullying. According to StopBullying.org, a website managed by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, 28% of students aged 12 through 18 suffered from bullying in the school year of 2011. According to the article, A Systematic Counseling Approach to the Problem of Bullying, bullying is defined as either verbal, threatening, harassing, degrading, or physical, punching, hitting, hostile gestures. Now the Bible sort of talks about bullies in this way in Psalm 10:2. In his arrogance, the wicked man hunts down the weak who are caught in the schemes he devises. But let's take a closer look at the bully themselves. Typically, the bully comes from an abusive background and tends to carry those abusive traits into the future. In her book, Bullying, author June Hart states that typically abuse develops from an abusive foundation, an abusive environment, or an abusive family. Bullying is what they live, so they learn to be bullied, and they learn to bully. Going back to stopbullying.gov, they list what happens to some of the traits that these kids have as they become adults. They abuse alcohol and other drugs as adolescents. They get into fights, vandalize property, and drop out of school. They engage in sexual activities early. They have criminal and traffic convictions, and they become abusive toward their romantic partners, their spouses, and their own children as they become adults. So, what are the possible solutions to help stop this problem? Well, counseling for the victim, as we know, is fairly common. But since God values our love for one another, not only should we counsel the victim, but we should start counseling the bullies. God's message about loving one another is repeated throughout the Bible. And according to an article entitled Professional School Counseling, that title is How to Help a Bully, Recommendation for Counseling the Proactive Aggressor. It is evident in the research and professional literature that counseling for identified or suspected bullies is a necessary component of comprehensive programs aimed at preventing or stopping the bullying behavior. Counseling the victims helps them get a sense of self-worth again, but counseling the bullies can help them as they grow throughout their lives to become adults. So in conclusion, we have seen that bullying is a serious problem nationwide. We have talked about that bullies come from an abusive environment and, untreated, tend to carry that abusive nature into their adult lives. And we've talked how counseling can help show the bully God's commandment for us to love one another and to try to break that abusive behavior. So we should encourage the school counselors to not only counsel the victims, but counsel the bullies. We need to remind them of that commandment to love one another. We need to impress upon the school counselors that as you counsel the victim, you're helping one life. When you counsel the bully, you're helping that life and the life of anyone else that person touches if we can remove that aggressive behavior. So I encourage you to talk to your children about bullying, both bullying that they've witnessed and that they have had happen to them. Find out what the school counselors are doing. Go to the school board meetings, go to the school counselors and talk to them about counseling the bully to help break this chain of abuse. Thank you very much for your time.